Hello, church. We're looking at 1 Samuel chapter 8 today in our daily Bible reading. Have you ever worked hard for something, really wanted something, really prayed to God about something, and He gave it to you, and then you realize it isn't all that it was cracked up to be? The statistics say that roughly 80% of people, after you buy something, you have a level of buyer's remorse. Think about that, 80%. So here we see the nation of Israel going to eventually get some buyer's remorse, right? They look at Samuel, he's getting older, he's been a great, faithful judge and prophet and guide for the nation of Israel for many years, but unfortunately his sons have not followed in his footsteps. And so they decide, okay, what are our options here? And so they call out to God, and instead of asking God his direction, they tell God they want a king so they can be like everybody else. And God says, well, you know what? As much as this demands Samuel, God tells Samuel, okay, we're going to give them what they want. He says, here you go. You're going to get what you want. But he also outlines what is going to be the consequences. What is the true cost of them wanting to have a king? And in verse 19 and 20, we're going to see kind of the people's plea. So nevertheless, the people refused to listen to the voice of Samuel. And they said, no, but there shall be a king over us, that we also may be like all the other nations, that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And so Samuel had just outlined how the king's going to take their kids and their crops and their money and all these things, and they're going to kind of suffer for it. But still the people will say, no, look, we are still going to want this. And this is how it's going to be. He's actually going to go out and fight our battles for us. We just read earlier that God showed up with thunder to defeat the Philistines. We read earlier how God caused plagues and tumors to break out amongst the Philistines when they captured the ark. Right? God has gone out before them and fought for them repeatedly and prevailed over their enemies. And yet now they think that a king, that one person, is going to do this better than God can. Foolishness, right? As we continue to read, we're going to see that happening over and over again. But how often in our lives can we do the same thing? We tell God, no, I want you to do this, or I want you to do that, or I need you to give me this person to help me with this. When God really wants us to truly trust in Him and His provision and His guidance over all things. So we need to be careful what we pray for, because sometimes God may give it to us to teach us a lesson. That what we really need is not the thing or that person, that position, but we just need Him. So let's be encouraged. Let's be guided by that. Let's turn to Christ above all else. All right, have a great day, church.